one small error can cost you a lot of money.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm new to the game. What's a tip for me? Jeff Spencer, what's going on, man?
Not much, Chris. How you doing, bud?
Doing well. We get lots of questions across the YouTube channel. We've had this one before, or not necessarily this question directly, but similar discussions have taken place over the years. And just talking about looking at your construction drawings. You're getting ready to put pen to paper here and sort of start cranking out an estimate and working out the details. I mean, just one small error can cost you a lot of money.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm new to the game. What's a tip for me?
Well, one thing, when you get drawings, it may start off as a budget project. If it does, you may have 20% drawings. Well, at that point, there's a lot of if, ands, or buts that could happen. Right now you're just giving a broad spectrum price of like what you think this could be.
Okay.
Well, then as time goes on, you may, if you're on the budget end of it, you may bid a project, 3 or 4 times before you get 75, 80% drawings, good enough to go into a hard bid with.
Okay.
And a hard bid most time means your final number.
Yep.
So there may be a lot of pages. A lot of times you end up getting, the drawings. They've got the architectural drawings, the civil. They've got, the electrical, plumbing, a full, complete set of drawings. So it's really important, if you're just bidding on a civil, you need to look through every single page to make sure that you have your bid accurate based on the scope of work you're bidding.
Okay.
A lot of times there'll be stuff, there'll be notes like, say you're doing a sewer line or something and they got some grease traps or whatever, you're bidding on the grease traps, but then it says on there, see plumbing drawings for further detail. Well, you only print off the civil drawings.
Right.
So, might be a lot of information on the plumbing drawings you may need.
Yeah.
And also, like a lot of times if you're just bidding, say, on utilities only, you might flip through to the utility page, and start working on your utilities. Well, always, up front, generally, there may be some sort of a demolition page. Well, demolition, there's a lot of demolition that goes along with utilities as well. So whenever you send in a bid, the GC or the owner you're bidding to, they may think, he's got the demolition included in his price for his scope of work.
Right. Now, hey, I am not a construction expert when it comes to utility work. Demolition, are we talking about rock and other things here?
Well, that's part of it. But if you don't have, they have bore reports. If you get a geotechnical report, you need to really pay attention because they're going to require you to price in your scope any kind of rock excavation it may be.
Okay.
So that's another thing you need to pay attention to. All the details that they give you, especially geological, because it may be bad soil. If you're in the grading business, maybe a lot of undercuts going to be involved.
Okay. A
lot of haul in. You got to bring in surge rock, fabric, other stuff that you're going to need to stabilize that soil.
Okay. So demolition though, are you talking about physical demolition?
I'm talking about physical demolition.
Like actual structure.
Well, there may be, say that there's a pre-existing building here they're tearing down, and they're going to build, another building or multiple buildings, whatever it may be.
I got you. And the demo is part of the bid.
Right, and part of the sewer line or part of the water line may be here. Well, one of the new buildings they're building is going to have to sit on top of that.
Okay.
So you can't have utilities run underneath the structure.
Right.
So in demo, you're going to have to take out those utilities, water line, sewer line, storm, whatever it may be. Sometimes you're able to, what they call abandon in place. You cut the existing line in two and cap both ends, or you flow fill it with concrete, and then you tie on to part of it, and then you route around it.
Okay.
So, a lot of the demo is like just, it may be, on each end, you cut and cap, fill with flow fill, leave it in place. A lot of times they require you to take it out. And then if it's going to have a structure setting on, more than likely you're going to have to do 100% stone backfill.
Okay.
And that gets expensive. Stone prices for the last 3 or 4 years have almost doubled.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're not going down.
No, it's not going down.
Okay.
But yeah, it's really important, when you get a set of drawings, you really need to review every page, not the, necessarily the architectural, sometimes you get a set of drawings got 175, 200 pages in it. I'm not saying that, I'm just saying, anything's going to relate to your civil construction or what you're bidding on, you really need to pay attention to all the pages and make sure that it does not concern you.
Okay. Well, that makes sense to me, Jeff. I always appreciate the information. Hey, quick question though. So, all right, when you're in that budget phase of the bid and you're a younger contractor, I mean, are there times where you're like, you know what, I'm just going to opt out? Or do you always keep playing to get to the next level to see how things look?
I mean, if you're really busy, you can opt out. But if this is a customer you deal with on a regular basis, I would recommend, you don't want to do anything to make this customer mad.
Sure.
Because you want to continue to do business with them.
Yeah.
And on a budget stage, you generally elevate your prices because you don't know the whole scope. So, I mean,
gotcha.
and that's the whole point of it. You create your budget, and then theoretically, most of the time your budget will come down each time you bid it, to a certain extent.
Sure.
But, and sometimes, they may go up because the whole scope is completely rerouted or changed from what you thought it would be.
Gotcha. Okay. So, all right. So, don't be afraid to run with the big dogs then early on.
No.
Yeah, stay in the game.
That's right.
I like it. Hey, guys, appreciate y'all checking in. Hey, if you wouldn't mind, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm Chris Work. It's Jeff Spencer. Check us out.
See you guys.
Prophecy.com.